Hello, me lovelies. Well, just got a message from Craig. He's running a bit late. So I know that he's either having to have his head sewn back on because it's been severed or there's been, a huge meteorite has crashed into Newcastle causing devastation. So that might make him being, a bit late for my live, the most important live on YouTube, as you all know. So anyway, just wait for a few people to come in and we'll wait for His Majesty to arrive at his leisure, fashionably late. Nice. So, just got one person in the, it doesn't seem to like Deco in the chat. You wait, people. You wait until I become an internationally famous podcaster with millions of subscribers. See if people make me wait around for them then, eh? See if people make me wait around for them then. What kind of Avalaf? Avalaf? Oh, I get it now. Avalaf. Hiya, Rob. Hiya, Rod. Hiya, Charlie. So I say, just waiting for His Majesty to arrive. He's running late, But I don't know how running late is running late. So if anyone's got anything to talk about, let me know. Oh, no, Rod, when you're as wonderful as I am, being patient is actually a negative, because you've got to understand, people who are not of my social standing and my graceful standing, if you let them get away with these kind of things, they don't learn that there's, people that they should be looking up to and admiring and treating with respect, that way. That patience is a virtue is only for people lower down the social ladder. Hiya, Maud. Hiya, Kelsey. So, anyone got any? My two pet hates late and talking was. Oh yeah, I've left. Too true. And you get people on the lives now, don't you? Eating. It's like, oh, not very, very nice. Not very nice. So, let's see. Anyone got any questions or to tell me anything? My day's been totally uneventful. Just feeding kitty cat and giving him his dinner, cleaning up the kitchen, and that was it. So I've had a really, really lazy day. Very lazy day. So let's see what's going on here. Has anyone got any questions or anything? To fill in the time? Let's see here. I'll just, ADS.
Right.
Hi. Right.
Apologies for my tardiness, Anne. Apologies.
I should think so. You do know that my my fans in the chat, I like to call them worshippers,
Right.
They are absolutely disgusted that you could treat me with such disdain.
Well, if you just give me a moment, I'm going to share it on both of my channels.
Yes, it better be something important. Share what on both you sharing my my live.
I'm going to share this now. This live now. Hold on.
What?
I'm going to share the live on a community post.
Oh, God, it's going to say I get the revenue.
Not when I start swearing, you won't.
Let's see. So if you had a busy day,
Very busy. Yeah, I'm in the middle of editing a great video about Mr. Heggie. I'm on here 7 till 8, and then I've got an hour to finish the video, and then I'm on exposure 9 till 10. So
wait a minute. Who said what time you were ending here? I can't remember coming. See, this is people. He's just using me like a doormat, isn't he?
Well, I mean, I can invoice you for 2 hours if you want.
Oh shit! And then you're going on to the Asbo TV.
Asbo TV, yeah.
You shouldn't mix with him. I've told you and Humboldt not to mix with him.
I'm neutral, me.
He's not au fait. Shall I put it that way? He's not au fait.
Right, that's shared on both channels. That should maximize our viewerships. So then, Anne, what is the topic of today? Because all you said is, will I come on live? You didn't say what it was for. So why am I here? I am at your service.
Well, when it has a Q and an A, what does that
usually
mean? So you're going to be asked, people can ask you any questions they want, as long as they're respectful with it and don't care, so no,
cool.
About it. They can ask you friend or foe, can ask you any question they want. And I'm just waiting for some questions to come in. This is what happened with Humboldt the other day. We were waiting, and it took. And anyone coming up with stupid things is getting blocked, and I don't care because I am the queen of that block button. I don't take any impertinence. I don't take any rudeness, as I say. You can turn around and you're gone because you know what? You were just rude, so you're gone. Someone had a question for you then, which you would have asked, but then they put under it an impertinent question.
Well, ask it anyway if it gives us some content.
No. If they don't ask it in the right way, they don't get on. Or if they're rude.
What about Rod's question there?
Oh, you can see them. Stop looking, you cheat.
Yeah, I can see them.
Let's see. Rob.
Rod.
No,
Rod. Above Rod.
Oh, Rod.
Rod's got a question. Very good.
What will end the beef with Decker?
Well, I don't actually. So it's a big misconception that I have a personal beef with Decker. I don't. I just enjoy taking the mickey out of him because he's a total moron. And as long as he's making videos, telling lies, and being an idiot, I'll be making videos mocking him. I've said this over and over and over again. I'm quite honest. I'm not part of any sort of team whose sole intention is to bring him down or to get him off YouTube or anything like that. I'm just trying to use him as best I can for as many views and as many subscribers as possible and have a laugh doing it. That's it. I don't have any emotional hatred or, any real genuine anger towards the guy at all.
This is what I want to say about the battle. Just say one thing. Fox Cub, right? No, I won't unblock Opinionated Glasgow. he turned around, right, and he asked me to unblock him. I did. And then he got insulting again. So, not my issue what's crawling up, what hairy, long-legged thing is crawling up his backside. Not my issue. He was being rude. He was getting onto the realm of being hate speech. So, guess what? He's gone and he's never been unblocked. He had his chance and he messed her up again. So there. Anyway, no one to say about that before I go on to Rob's question. Yeah, this is it. I mean, you're honest about it. That's it. You're honest to a fault about it. If you turn around and say he disappeared, you've said your material would suffer because that's what's getting the clicks.
Well, what I did the other day is just in case he does disappear, I've downloaded I've downloaded the entirety of both of his channels, so that my channel, if he gets arrested or if he does something silly to himself, or even if he just comes off YouTube, I can start Decker Heggie the early years, and I've still got material. So,
well, what I'm going to do, because there's a few coming through now. Thoughts on DH tomorrow getting paperwork confirmed? Oh, come on, what's this now?
Right, so one of the things in the video that I'm making to put, because I've been making 3 videos today. The one that's going to come out on Tuesday is in response to Decker challenging me to swap me paperwork for his and blah blah blah. Now he's probably going to click this and try to use it legally against me, but I was part of a team of people that actually obtained his acro illegally. So he can convince everybody else on the planet, maybe he can convince that 55-page acro isn't real, but he'll never convince me because I know for a fact it is real. So I've had his acro since last year. I've lost interest in his acro. I've got it. We've all seen it. That's the real one. You guys can believe me or not, but I believe me because I was part of it.
Well, let's put it this way. Just let me add to this one. We also what happened over the offer of 50k from Dougie Joyce. Now, it was amazing to see how Decker manipulated that and turned it around, tried to make it sound like, here we are, I'm going to do it now. He totally twisted it and made himself look like he was willing to do this. No, he wasn't, because the deal was that Dougie would be able to get it direct from the acro office, not through a solicitor, not through Decker-handed solicitor. I've said this before, a solicitor most probably wouldn't know what an acro looks like. Like the police don't know what acros look like, the vast majority.
Because they have no need to look at them.
You have no need to see one. So that's why how he's manipulating it. But anyway, I'll get on to Rob. Thoughts on DH? Oh, I've asked that one.
We've done that one.
This is what happens when you get old.
Somebody asked me earlier, I just saw something to do with, do I have a food disorder?
I know, I was going to ask that one. Have you got, no, you haven't, you eat too bloody much.
I don't eat too much. I eat 3 meals a day. It's just I eat 3 meals a day out. And at one stage, my vlog channel was the same as my main channel, which is just basically me in this room. And people were like, you never leave your little room. But of course I do. I'm very rarely actually sat in here. It's just when I'm making content. So I thought, you know what, for the vlog channel, I'm going to show as much as I'm comfortable with of my daily life. And the food I eat out, 2 to 3 times a day is a big part of what I show on the channel. There's obviously, I go to friends' houses and stuff like that. And obviously they're not YouTubers, so they don't want to be, on here at all. So there's about 40% of my life I don't show anything else of. But a big part of my life is eating out. But it's not that I eat particularly unhealthy, or not that I eat more than a normal person. I just eat the meals that you would normally eat in the house out. That's all.
I'm pick and mix. I'm pick and mix. I saw that.
We did get quite a big pick and mix in there.
Well, Simon's asked one, but we've more or less answered that, haven't we? Can I ask Craig's opinion? You've said that the 37.
Well, I don't have an opinion on it. I know for a fact that 55-page acro is real.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I was never interested in his acro in the first place. We know what he is because of what he's said. Those 2 grape allegations that are on the acro, and the 11-year-old girl with the inciting masturbation NFA, he's spoken about quite openly on videos that are still on his old channel. So we don't need an acro to prove them. He's told you about them. What would be really mental is if they weren't true and he'd made them up.
Well, you see, it's amazing watching it, because I was watching him before and he had all these little no fans on, which you can hardly understand them because for some reason the sound comes through weird. They're like they're underwater.
Yeah, but it probably would do on a £30 phone. I mean, have you seen the clientele that he gets on there? Let's say
but they're all there. Oh yeah, Decker, blow, blow. And once I heard that blow, blow, I think never paid attention at school. Blow, yeah, blow, blow. And you can tell they haven't got the intelligence to see the most obvious signs of where he's twisting things and playing a game. They can't see it. And it's like they putting their names and putting their opinion as I agree with Decker. When to me it's glowing that he's playing it. He's very clever at it, and that's what's disturbing. He's very clever.
Well, he's very clever compared to the people on his panel, which is worrying. When Decker's the smartest person in the room, yet you know what I mean. You're probably looking at it. He had 6 people on there. If they had a combined IQ of 100, I'd be surprised. I mean, literally, who's going to sit on the internet for an hour at a time, 3 times a day, and just sit there going, you're right, Decker, you're not a nonce. You're right, Decker, you're not a nonce. You're right, Decker, you're not a nonce. It's not like Exposure TV or Cesspit or Fighting Trousers or Channel Snake Pit, where they talk about various topics. The only topic is, do you think I'm a nonce or not?
But again, I can't listen to him more than Exposure TV. I must say, I can't listen to Aspo. I can't. He gets some. It's that talking into a jam jar or whatever he's talking into. Just does me head in. But anyway, any questions? Come on.
Go on, you can ask me anything about
Any
anything.
questions? Anything. Here we are. Come on, give them a hard time. Come on, this is your time.
I see your Monster energy drinks. They're not Monster energy drinks. They're Prime. They're Prime Energy.
And what's
But I've got a little revelation for you, right? Hold on, look at this. What am I drinking? The red one. I haven't got a red one, but so look at this, right? This is the American one, right? 200 milligrams of caffeine. This is the English one. Notice the can's smaller, and there's only 140 milligrams of caffeine. So we're being ripped off in the UK.
You have to be careful with those things, you know, those caffeine drinks. Be careful with them, right?
And I used to take cocaine, speed, and drink cheap alcohol every day for 12 years. Energy drinks aren't going to kill me, he says, as he dies of a heart attack tonight from an energy drink.
From too much. Is this for your ADHD?
It does help the ADHD, yes, massively. Stimulants of any kind helps ADHD.
I thought today. I don't know, but I say I'm not an expert on ADHD. So, was you mortified when Paul Smith ripped into you?
No, not at all. So, the middle of last year, I was sitting on the stairs at home, right? And I was on speed, actually, still. And I saw that Paul Smith was doing 3 nights at the O2 City Hall in Newcastle. And I thought, wouldn't it be amazing to walk in to his show, sit in the front row, walk in late with a Mohawk and get griefed off him, and the clip I tell him I'm a YouTuber, and the clip goes viral, and all of a sudden I get loads of new subscribers from it. And then, so I bought the tickets. I was actually there all 3 nights, but I was only in the front row. I was in the front row the first night by myself because none of my friends would sit in the front row with us for Paul Smith. So I just bought 1 ticket. And then the night after I went with Chrissy, my other pal, and the night after I went with another pal. But we went in the front row on the second and the third night. Now, the day I bought the tickets, when I was absolutely off me nut, about a week later, I remembered that I bought the tickets, and I thought, you idiot, what you think? And that'll never work. And then came down to the night in January this year, and I pulled it off to a T. And the last time I looked, that clip on TikTok is on 4.6 million views. And it just worked to absolute perfection. I couldn't have asked for more. I got 2,000 subscribers in 6 days from that.
Yeah.
All the comments were here for Paul Smith, we're here for Paul Smith. And as I said in the thing, when he was like, oh, you're going to review the show. So I did do a review of the show, but I held it till his video came out. And then I put it out the day after. And it couldn't have went any better. As a publicity stunt, best thing I've ever done. Best and cheapest publicity stunt I've ever done.
Oh, yeah, you got the feedback of it, didn't you? That was good. But didn't he? I would have thought the same, man. You would have been on to you. Don't use our material. You know.
No. I did a review of it, and they were absolutely fine. And you know, Paul, the day after I put my video out, Paul followed me on Instagram. So
did he?
Yeah.
And he won't follow me, and I'm a Scouser. Well, he's got to start following me. So here we are. Question for Craig: when will more clips of the comedy night be released? This is the Joe Kid thing, isn't it?
So Joe's put what's he put out, like 1 minute and 20 seconds of me.
It's you going on about that.
They wouldn't let people film. I did get a little bit filmed. Chrissy filmed a little bit, but she got told to put her phone away. And I think Motorsports Boogie's got a bit. But Joe had 2 cameras on, so Joe's got all of the footage from the entire night. If you want, I mean, I've got a little bit because when I was sitting down watching the second half of the show, which was when Simon and Motorsports were on stage, I recorded a little bit with my phone, like balanced against my pint glass on the table. So I've got about 20 minutes of that, but without permission to put it out, I can't put it out. Well, but, I hope more of it comes out. Obviously, when I do stand-up now, I don't want my jokes online, because then you guys watch the jokes on the internet. Then when you come to see us live, you already know the punchlines. A lot of mine work with surprise tactics, so they never work twice. They never get a reaction twice.
Just explain something to me, right?
Yeah.
How the hell does the place dictate that you can't film there?
So
it's your act. It's Joe Kid's event. He should be able to.
Where are they? I've got one because I nicked one. Where is it? Here they are. Comedy clubs have these things, right? Where you go in. So this is a case, and it's got a security tag top on that you can't open. It needs a magnet to open. And when you go in, they give you one of these. They make you put your phone in it, and it locks. And then at the end of the night, when the show's over, they all automatically unlock. I can't open that now. This is one.
I'm not asking you how they do it. I'm asking you
that's how they
why. That can't be legal what they're doing.
Well, for the simple reason. The reason they do it is because comedy doesn't work twice.
Well,
what touring comedians will do, even Paul Smith, is he's got a show at the moment. I can't remember the name of his show, of his hour-long show. I think it's called Joker or something. Now he'll do that. He'll tour that, and then when he's finished touring it, then it'll be released on DVD and on pay-per-view online to watch on video. But none of that material will be available anywhere publicly, whether that be camera phone footage or pre-recorded or anything like that.
No, what I'm saying, Craig, what I'm saying is, you're not getting what I'm asking here, right?
No, I'm not.
Joe hired that place out. It was his event. It's for him to decide if it can be filmed by people or not.
Yeah.
The venue is just the bricks and mortar. They can't dictate. So he must have said, I don't want anyone filming this.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, but he did say he didn't want anybody filming it. But he had two of his own cameras, like paid videographers, to document the whole night. So he's the only person with all of the footage. I've been given permission off him to put that footage of me out 24 hours after he does.
And
so tomorrow that'll go on my channel. Sorry?
Did he pay you to appear?
Yes, of course. And covered expenses in the hotel. Couldn't be any happier with that.
Oh, well, that's all right then, isn't it? As long as he's paying you and doing that, then I suppose he can. Here, there was a question here, and it's, you know what's going to be, but we have to ask all questions.
Come on, then.
I can't find that. Here we are. There's a few. It was asked. I remember what I was asking. I can't find, but it was asking me about, the. Here we are. So it's a question: what's the true story behind this last you admit to buying and allegedly beat to a bull?
So Anne will know wholeheartedly about this, because this has already been something that's been well discussed on the internet. In 2008, I received a police caution for my involvement in a house party in which I did assault a female friend of mine. That's all been dealt with. I received a caution for it. About 4 years after it happened, me and the girl are friends again. We've been friends now for 10 years since. What's basically happened, and then this came when I started putting videos out on the internet. This came out I got exposed in December 2021. Around that time, I did a full podcast with Ronan talking about it. I was blackout drunk. I'd been awake for 4 days when that actually happened in 2008. So to ask me what happened, there's no recollection of it. So there's nothing I can tell you other than what the police said. And now Decker's changed the story bit by bit that much. It's changed that much. It's became a new story that I bit my ex-lass's face off. I didn't. I bit the girl's wrist there. As apparently I was being strangled. She was on my back strangling us at the time, and I was fighting somebody else. It's really not a big deal. It's a police caution. Same thing you'd get for stealing a Mars bar back in my day anyway. Shoplifters don't even get arrested now, do they? Unless it's over 200 quid.
Well, the thing is that it's stupid. Just say quickly about the shoplifting. It wastes so much police time. But there is a way which I won't tell you where they can put shops off from asking for them to be arrested, because there's a little law that people don't understand. Here we are, Candy Crush. Craig, do you believe Joe Kidd really wants to expose Decker, or does he want views? Right,
so through conversations with Joe, I've spoken to Joe on the phone multiple times over the past, so I've spoken to him since May last year, and Joe's beef with Decker is real. He's got real venom against him. And the reason for that is because of the mental health things that Decker does, and the way that he it's not even really his main beef. I think isn't even the nonsense thing with Decker. It's more the how he takes advantage of vulnerable people with mental health.
Well,
and Joe's just lost a friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, to mental health, and in that 24-hour period is when Decker was going on about mental health, and that again, and Joe just fucking saw blue. And since that day, Joe's been on his case every day with videos. I don't think Joe's doing it for views at all. I think with Joe, it's a genuine hatred for the guy.
I don't think he's doing it for views. I thought that was because Decker turned around and actually threatened him, didn't he, for some reason? I don't know. I didn't see the start of the dispute, but I think he's doing it wrong because a couple of things Joe's done, it's just been lies. It hasn't been true. I mean, he tried to make out that Dougie Joyce had challenged Decker. Dougie Joyce didn't even get on the show. Then I think the worst one for me was where he turned around and said that Decker had said that when a woman says no, she means yes. He didn't. He was saying that when people tell him no, he can't do something, he does it. And he twists it right round. So he's not doing himself any favors. He's making it look like it's, a vendetta, a spiteful vendetta. But we'll get on because it's about you, not Joe.
Humble Crybaby 3, and put that one up. Will Craig show his acro? And you can answer that one.
I've seen it. And I'm not going to say anything about it because the agreement wasn't for me to talk about it. So yeah. That's it. So let's see. I can look. I'm just taking time to look through these, but say something when I'm doing this. Talk about something that you want to address. Maybe there's a question that hasn't been asked that you think is out there that you want to address. Something.
A lot of people ask me how I'm such a handsome, funny bastard, and I really don't have an answer for that. It's just something that comes natural. You know what I mean? And if you disagree with that, then you're just jealous, and I probably fucked your girlfriend.
Hey, stop your filthy language!
That was my Decker impression.
That filthy language. Anyway, why would? Oh, here we go. You know this one's coming. Answer
why would we see talking about and joking about too? Right. So I was joking about it. I wasn't talking about it. Would be a good comedy routine. The sick idiot. So the first time I'm sick of talking about this, but here we'll go again. The first time I ever did stand-up comedy was back in 2019. It was at the Stand in Newcastle. I did a comedy course, and at the end we all did a gig for cancer research charity. So I was trying to write and create 5 minutes of the most disgusting, shocking things I could possibly think of. Some things I thought of myself, other things I've heard in house parties, in sessions over the years and stuff like that, and compiled it and put it together like a set. And now I thought that that's the way that I wanted to go with stand-up, was to be like the most shocking comedian in the world. But somebody said to me afterwards, that's anybody can do that. You're better than that. You are naturally funny. So you should just try and write stuff that's real about your own life. So the second time I did stand-up comedy, I did another 5 minutes about stuff that, I've really lived through and whatnot. And that went much better. So, you know what I mean? I tried something out. It didn't work. It's not my opinion. It wasn't a political rant. It was a joke. Granted, it was a joke in bad taste. Should never have been on the internet. I could sing this. I've said this that many times now, right? It shouldn't have ended up on the internet. And when it did, I apologize to anybody it may have offended. That's it.
Yeah, I'm going to pull you on that one. I'm just going to pull you on something there, right? If it offended anyone. I always say, if you're not going to apologize, don't apologize, but don't qualify it with if it offended anyone, because basically you're not apologizing. You're saying that.
But when when people are saying you need to apologize for that joke, my initial reaction was, and I still stand by this, is who am I apologizing to exactly?
Yeah.
So I'm apologizing to the people it offended.
If they were offended.
Yeah, if they were offended, yeah.
So it's their fault.
Yeah, 100%. I've got no control over what offends people. Everybody will be offended by something.
Let's see what Bleeding Lord Lucan here has got to say, Simon. Stand-up can't be comedians. Wait a minute. Stand-up can't be comedians. I've said much worse than Craig said. People need to let it go. I don't agree with what he said, but it's stand-up.
I challenge you to find something more disgusting that a comedian has said, because I don't think I can, to tell you the truth. But yeah, I mean, it's just a joke. Just let it go. Move on. Get on with your life. To be honest with you, one thing I am proud of is if the worst thing you can say about me is a joke I told once, then that makes me a pretty decent person, I would think.
I think what it is, you have to, and what did I say to you when, I was clickbaiting you when this first happened and I had you on with you remember, didn't you? Lee said, you, and was clickbaiting me. You little guess. Here we are. Huddersfield, big man, look, you're just here to cause trouble. If you want to ask a question, ask a question. It's well out there that he didn't bite anyone's face. Just ask a question, or you just don't get your questions asked if you're being silly. What's this? Do you like ViDEOCRAiG? Is that a drink or something? Oh,
Who's
I thought it thought
What's ViDEOCRAiG?
ViDEOCRAiG. Going to see him in a couple of months. Must be a comedian, a new comedian on the
No idea.
brand. See, let's see. See, comedy in this thing, it's very much, it's going to be the most difficult art form or that piece of entertainment, because you're never going to, I mean, when you get ballet, you get opera or something like that, or live theatre, you'll get people who like that kind of thing go and see it. But with comedy, you'll always have people that don't like us that will be there as well. And so it's just a strange art form to be in, isn't it? It's one that I do believe it's one of the most difficult. I couldn't do it as a job, because you can go in one day, have a brilliant audience, then go in the next day and they'll hate everything you're doing. It's weird. Let's see, can't. So I'm just like, come on. Craig, did you go to jail?
Yes, I've been to jail once in 2003 for insurance fraud. I was sentenced to 6 months. I did 6 weeks in jail, 2 weeks in Durham, 4 weeks in Wealdstone Open Jail, and then 6 weeks on a tag. That was because I staged an insurance job on my home studio at the time, and I got £22,500 from that. I didn't have to pay the money back, and I only did 6 weeks in jail. Right now, if somebody said, we'll give you 22.5 grand to do 6 weeks in jail, I would say I'll do 12 weeks and give me 45 grand.
Yeah. Well, another one's just gone because he's being not asking a question, he's just being rude.
But I'm proof that the rehabilitation system in this country works, because I went to jail 20 years ago and I've never been back. So, it must have worked. It must have worked.
Yeah. I said ages ago about the rehabilitation. We have all these ex-cons who are all brilliant and they're reformed and they're preaching to everyone else. I say, well, the prisons are working. What are you moaning about them? You're reformed, aren't you? So, well, Decker's fame or fans can be in here. They've got a right to be, haven't they?
Of course they have.
As long as it's asked right, asking silly questions like...
As long as there's no children here, then they should be here. If not, social services need to be rung.
So, come on.
Spot on your nose, ViDEOCRAiG. I know it's nearly gone now. It's nearly gone.
There for ages.
I know. I can't stop picking it, but this is the first time. I've been about 6 days now without picking it, and the top of the scabs fell off, and I'm still not touching it. And fingers crossed.
This sounds like
Craig, did you post a video on Pornhub? Me and my ex-girlfriend, Han's going to get upset with this. Me and my ex-girlfriend were verified creators on Pornhub. So, yes.
You did a thing on Pornhub?
Yeah, we used to have a channel, one of my exes. Not under our names. You'll never find it.
Craig.
It's still there now, but my face isn't in it, so...
Well, there's going to be something in it, isn't it? That's you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, come on, watch. Oh, wait. Right, that's my joke. I tell that joke.
What's the joke?
What do you call Fly without wings.
Come on then.
A walk. Now that's come on, laugh. That's good comedy. I say I should be a comedian.
Fucking
Anyway,
hell.
here's another one. What do you call a pig with wings?
How then?
Linda McCartney. Look at that. Oh, how dare you?
Yeah, you're happy with that one, aren't you?
How dare you? How dare, my God, not even, how dare you not even laugh at my hysterical funnies? Let's see. I'm just, oh, here we are. Is it, you won't. That's, he wouldn't have told those jokes if he was woke, let's put it that way. He wouldn't have told those jokes.
No, I think everybody should be allowed to say anything about anything they want. Of course, there are consequences with saying some of the things that people say. But no, I'm not. I don't even really know the real definition of woke.
Well, woke is, it depends what way you look at it. You can see, I can see where people get scared for, and it is scary when you get what I call, people get that woke, that it becomes a form of fascism. It does, Craig. It's like, you can't think this way. You can't say this, or we're going to bully you. It's like you're seeing it happening with these in the trans world where, all right, I don't agree with a lot of things. I said Posey Parker, Kelly J. Keane, or whatever his name. I don't agree what she says. Do I think she's a transphobe? 100% she is. But to actually crowd in on it and make her fearful for her life, no, that's fascism. That's not being woke.
Yeah.
It's not being woke. So as I say, there's a limit to being woke. I think Kathy Baker put it, I won't use her words because she put it quite crudely, but she said, when you say you're woke, it's just that you're not a horrible C. In other words, you care about what you're saying, that it doesn't hurt people or upset people. But I think sometimes you need to upset people. Some people need upsetting. And when it comes from comedy, if you don't want to hear that, don't go and see it. And
very true.
Don't go and see it. But people can't get that concept. But I can see why people don't like woke, because it can go into modern day fascism. It's fascism on the left when it goes too far in extreme where you can't say anything. But they're just making a rod for their own back, because eventually the new ones that come along will find that they don't like what the woke brigade now is saying, and will start attacking them. Anyway, why won't Craig go on Decade? He has been on Decade.
I've been on Decker's live chat.
Been on Decade, yeah.
I even palm bombed him again last night.
Yeah. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, he went. Oh, I think what he means is a proper debate. As in, why don't you go on? And
oh, well, I most certainly will. Any night this week, bar Monday, I will. Any night he wants. When I'm not due to jumping in Uber in a city I don't live in to go and do a show.
I don't know. I'm clicking on it. Do you know?
But yes, I would happily sit and talk circles around Decker all night. I knew I only had a 2-minute window, which is why I was shouting in. I can't believe that I got him to say, "Who's Amy?" So that's just gold to me. That's absolute gold.
And you can tell he is avoiding. He hates being asked that question, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So there's something that's triggered.
But I only know who she is because he put a video out talking about it. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's like me trying to deny that I told that joke by going, "What joke? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know." Off. It's like, we've seen a video of you doing it. You can't deny it.
Hey, well, it's fun. It's more his point to me. I was never a police officer. I was what you call a station keeper, desk sergeant, inquiry.
Is that like a grasp but without the uniform?
You shut your face, you. You shut your face, you. Hi, Anne. Was you a former police officer? And if so, there's such that if there's so much evidence, how come he's not in prison? Why YouTube kangaroo calls? Well, in my mind, Decker is creating and maintaining the kangaroo calls on YouTube by the way he's avoiding and the way he's playing games, which is playing games. And the evidence, when you talk about NFAs, that's why he's terrified to show his NFAs. The NFAs can lie in That's where the truth will lie in the NFAs. And I've said this before, I'll say it once again. If you find that it's the same kind of thing that's being NFA'd, and it's from people that don't know each other, but they're all making the same claims or similar claims, then you know somewhere down the line, the likelihood it's happening, it's just that the police either can't get the solid evidence or the victims retract and won't go forward with it. It can be multiple things, but you look for a trend. You're not going to have people, for no reason at all, loads of people making the same allegations against you. And he won't address that issue. And he won't address it also when he's offered 50k. So there's something there. Let's see. I want to see. Hey, well, let's get new. Who's bullying here? Do you know what, Tank? I'm going to put you in timeout because you're not asking questions. So when you start asking them properly, this is your time to ask them properly or get kicked off.
Oh, I quite like Tank. You know, he's got that profile photo, honey, where he's like some big muscly dude. I bet in real life he's probably looks like Milhouse from The Simpsons. Why is your mouth lopsided? You know what, right? I've noticed this a lot in videos recently, and I don't know. I've noticed that, and I've got no clue. To the point where sometimes I'm running at myself. I'm trying to straighten my mouth up, so I'm not doing it anymore. Must just be a habit.
Have you been doing a DUCKIES and getting your lips filled?
No, I haven't. Not yet. No, I get Botox and I get fat injections, but I've never had me lips done. Never felt the need to get the lips done.
Yeah, Craig and
Ann. My forehead doesn't move. Look.
Yeah. Craig and Ann, have either of you?
Not bad for 43, Ann.
If you interrupt me again.
Sorry, I'm just admiring myself. The worst thing in the world you can do is give me what is basically a mirror to look at.
Right. Craig and Ann, have either of you ever met Decca or any of Decca's victims? I haven't.
I haven't either.
Stop asking me the questions. It's not about me.
How much do you weigh? I weigh 15.5 stone at the moment, and I weighed myself about 3 hours ago.
What's yours and Craig? What's this one? Hiya, what's your and Craig's views on Humble's recent videos on Paddy's friends who have been terrorising people in the northeast? I personally think Humble
I don't have an opinion.
I know you don't. We were talking about this the other day. No, yeah. We don't.
I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, until me and Craig go to live in Cambodia with Humble, we don't have an opinion. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's this putting child in danger? I don't know what you're talking about. Isn't that putting the child in danger? I don't know what you're going on about.
What child?
I don't know. It's supposed to have something been said.
All right. Must be something in the comments.
Let's see. Oh, do you know what?
Shout out 6ix9ine, by the way.
Do you know what? This is someone that they know the answer to that question. I say I'm going to time you out.
You know what's funny about 6ix9ine, and the person pretending to be 6ix9ine probably doesn't know this. But did you know 6ix9ine, the rapper that you pretend to be, is actually a convicted paedophile from before he was famous?
Yeah. But they've got the choice to ask a question.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot. But because they're being stupid about it, I'm not going to put it up there as the question because they're being insolent.
Yes, diet chips.
Who's mentioned children's names? This is confusing me.
I don't know what's happening.
I think Humble cried.
Would you share a hot tub with Anne? Of course.
Oh, here we go. You're reading them quicker than I am. Do you think P is trying to... PE. Who's PE?
Who's PE?
Do you mean PC? As in Huggy Bear?
Who the hell is PE?
I think...
Do you think PE is trying to get back in with DH? Do you mean PC? Yeah. Or has he been in with him and seemed to be giving him a bit of...
I think if it's Paddy...
I think with Paddy, I think it might be a case of, you know, the art of war, the old saying, an an enemy of my enemy is my friend. I think it might well just be that.
Well, that was just embarrassing, that the way he was going. Oh, you know, he's got loads of people, and the people are agreeing with him. Do you want to work with me against Humble? It was just embarrassing. Can you please have Craig explain what or where diet chips originated from, and what does snip snip mean?
Can you explain where diet chips originate from? I don't know. My understanding is there's a photo of him, the old diet chips, old Harry, as I used to call him, with a plate of chips. And they've got on top of the chips, they've got like handfuls of veg on top of them, in something to do with a Facebook comment of him saying he was on a diet, and somebody said, "Oh, what's there?" And he said, "Oh, the diet chips," or something along those lines. That's where it came from, but I don't know exactly.
Here we are. Where do you get your inspiration? Who do you look up to?
Who do I look up to? Stuart Lee, Ricky Gervais, Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle, Andrew Goyne.
Yes.
Yes. Bull from Paddy's Shed.
What's your favorite wrestler? What's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Ultimate Warrior.
Nice. I wouldn't know.
I've got the belt. I've got a replica of his belt here.
You got timed out 6'9", whatever it is, because you were being silly.
Should I just wear this for the rest of the interview?
I know you're proud of that, aren't you? Oh, what
is
it, Chris?
I've literally spent so much money over the years on wrestling memorabilia. It's ridiculous. Hi, Chrissy.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mrs. ViDEOCRAiG is in the chat.
Chrissy's at home tonight. She's just texted us, "Are you okay?"
Why wouldn't he be okay? See, this is it, Craig.
I'm live, you mug. There we go.
Do you know what it is? No, she's asking if you're okay. I find this. A lot of women went, I'll have to put my face on so people can see me. When women see this talking to the man and this beauty, they get very paranoid and start thinking, "Oh my God, what if he wants to go with Anne?" And this is, happens all the time. That's what lies behind.
There's enough Craig for everybody. There literally is. I've put 4.5 stone on.
Here, let's see. No, I tell you that this amused me. Fair enough, Anne, but was you not wrongly bullied at work in your life? Decker stuck up for you. No, he didn't. The police will arrest if there's evidence. I'll tell you about this thing. Remember, I don't know whether you know this about Craig. He did a video ages ago. Stop bullying Anne. Right. Get off your phone. Get off your phone.
Sorry, YouTube swindler's messaging me.
I don't care. Never mind. When you
YouTube swindler.
It's like, if you ever go out for a meal with me, right? Phone stays down. You don't go on your phone. It's rude. Anyway, but no, what happened was he did a video saying stop bullying Anne, right, regarding all this. The only reason he did that was because he was trying to get me on side at that time to say he was being bullied and trolled, and I refused to do it.
Well, yesterday he was saying that you look like you're in the Addams family. So I think he's changed his tune a little bit.
Oh, suddenly I'm a bloke and after and all this. Once I was a old cheeky get, an old lady, and then I suddenly become a bloke. So it's like he wasn't. He was thinking of himself, and this is what you've got to understand about Decker. Everything Decker does, he's twisting it around to make him the victim. When he's being nice to people, he's being nice to them because he wants to get them on his side. He's not being nice to them because he genuinely thinks that they're okay. He just wants them on their side. This isn't about me, Harry, so I don't know why you're asking me questions.
Somebody's asking in the chat, I've seen this a few times in various comments over the last couple of days, saying, what's snip, snip mean? Is it Decker who's been saying snip, snip? Because I don't know. I've seen it on a few comments. I've got no clue what it's in reference to, though. Mouth's doing that thing again.
What? What did you say?
Mouth's doing that thing where it goes up that side.
Simon's just turned around and said that it's because apparently, or allegedly, he cut some woman's knickers off.
Oh, he's a proper knicker ripper.
Yeah.
Nappy ripper. Decker the nappy ripper.
Let's see.
Or as Derek would say, Nappy ripper.
Oof. Do you remember that nappy he wears when he's working out? It's horrible, isn't it?
Yes, I'll never get my head around that one.
Here we are. Here's a good. See, this is asked in the right way, and it's pointing. In other words, he's putting you on the spot. But it's to you, not Chrissy, because Chris is not here. Chrissy, why is Craig always putting you down and not letting you eat Mackies and have mates?
Have mates. Chrissy's got more friends than anyone I've ever met. I have plenty of mates there. She's in the comments there. Chrissy's honestly, she's 35. I think she's got about 40 friends. I think I've got about 6. Maybe it's 4 I've met off. Maybe it's 4 on top of that I've met off YouTube.
Well, here we are. Young Snap. Oh, I tell you what, right? Here we are. Look at that. What he is, but.
Of the lead singer of Lost Prophets, yeah. What's his name? Ian Watkins.
Let's see.
You know who else's name's Ian Watkins? H from Steps is called Ian Watkins as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Steps during my time.
Well, when Ian Watkins was in the newspaper as the lead singer of Lost Prophets, but being a very prolific nonce, H from Steps started getting loads of grief on Twitter, and he didn't understand what was going on, and then he realised it's because he's got the same name as him. People thought it was him. It's like boxing at Ian Watkins, and everybody went and trolled him.
He's explained that. I know you didn't actually. I thought you did. How did the trolls get hold of now? Trolls or campaigners safeguarding people?
Right. It's very, very, very simple. Right. What happened was Decker applied for his own acro. Decker showed a screenshot that he'd applied for his own acro of the confirmation email. In that confirmation email was the reference number to the acro from his specific ID reference number that the acro office had assigned him. All the trolls did, allegedly, was contact the acro office as Decker and say, we've changed our email address to this. Can you please send it to this? It was there in about 7 hours, allegedly.
And
it wasn't rocket science. It wasn't that the acro office truly believed to send it to Decker Heggie.
And this is the thing, right? If he wanted to take action against that, he could have, and he never has for some strange reason, some very strange reason. Will Craig ever ditch the Mohawk?
I go through stages. I've had this haircut for on and off 10 years. I used to have it all the way down the back when I first got it, but you can't do things like you can't put your head against the chair like that or it flattens it. It's not a very practical haircut.
Well, I remember the day.
I will in time get bored of it and grow my hair back in and have a sensible haircut for a bit. And then when I feel like looking like a cunt again, pardon my French.
So when you stop that, you know you're not allowed to it. Now, that's a disgusting word. So I'll have to go back now and edit that out, that bit. Now, stop. Yeah, what time are we on? Because I don't, filthy language is not allowed.
Sorry.
On mine. I mean, I can just get.
I swear I heard you swear in real life when I met you.
Never. I'm too pure and innocent.
You're a liar.
Well-bred.
You're a damn liar, Ron.
Here we are. What's this? Question: do you think Decker shows signs of the dark? Oh, I don't know what that is.
I don't know
narcissism,
what that is.
Machiavellianism. Oh, I know them. I've never heard that dark tria. But
I've never heard Machiavellianism as a word before. I know who Machiavelli is, but I've never heard Machiavellianism.
Well, shall I tell you something interesting about Machiavelli? He was the one that people don't know that wrote The Prince, and it was basically a tyrant's excuse book, how to deal with people with, if you were a ruler, a king or whatever, how to keep in power. Machiavelli, it was actually, which people didn't realize, I've forgotten now, it was actually a comic book. He wasn't telling people to do it. He was sending people up saying, these are what these tyrants do. But he did it as if he was advising them. But that's what they were doing. So actually, Machiavelli, the Prince, is actually not supposed to be taken seriously. He mentioned as a joke book, in other words. But people, for some reason, always think it's serious. I think he's definitely a narcissist. I don't know about psychopath. Sadism, definitely 100%. Machiavellianism, yes. He wants to be in control and he tries to control, and you can see him doing it to a great extent now where he's trying to twist everything and convince people. And he doesn't care when it's obvious that he's doing that, which is more worrying than anything else. Let's see. Any more, Dick? Can you see any?
Craig, you're gurning, but gurning spelled wrong.
Sorry, off subject, Craig. I won my appeal. YouTube swindler.
Well done.
That's the lady you put up. Decca was talking to.
Well, Decca striped her earlier today, and she's won the appeal. Decca striked me 3 times, and I've won all 3 appeals. And he doesn't realize that if he keeps on putting in these bogus copyright complaints, he will eventually close his account down for it. He's too thick to realize that.
That's true. People keep on putting in false or unwanted claims. They get their channel taken down. You actually warned you should put a claim in.
Just going to go for a line. I mean, to the toilet. I'm going to go to the toilet.
Terrible. So come on, Chrissy. Now's your chance. Come on, Chrissy. Start dishing the date. Start dishing the date, girlfriend. To be honest, I don't think Decca's into men. I don't think he is. 100% he's not into men. I think you can't get more heterosexual than Decca. Whether he's on drugs, I think he is. That's my personal view. Come on, you must have some data. Come on, he won't see it. I'll hide it. I'll delete it out so he never sees it. Well, young Sinatra, that's not a that's a bit personal, isn't it? You don't have someone with medical history. Here, what's this? I just saw one then. Do you know, you see it, then it flashes by. 40-year-old. Oh, no, Chrissy, Chrissy. Anyway, 40-year-old bloke living in his mama's box room, blowing his nose on sock, getting called all sorts by everyone across the internet. Can't walk out to the front door. Some life. What he's made that soccer thing, hasn't he? He's made it his little sign. Let's see. Oh, Sespo, hello, Sespo. I haven't heard from you for ages.
People are talking about me Hulk Hogan boot there. I just thought I'd show me Hulk Hogan boot. I can see people talking about it.
I love yellow. Do you know what? I love yellow. I absolutely adore yellow. Let's see. Craig, check. What's this? Oh, Decca, check your Insta.
Craig, check your Insta when you get time. I will do. As soon as I come up here, I will.
What do you use, Craig, to keep your hair off like that?
Hold on, I'll show you. This stuff.
Oh yeah, glued.
You just put it on your hands, rub it for about 20 seconds, put it on your hair. Do that, and it stays straight up. It'll just stay there. It takes about 40 seconds to do my hair, and then it's very difficult to get what's left off your hands. You've got to wash your hands 3 times.
Do you know, I love this. I've had to block only 3 people, I thought, for being just absolute idiots and being rude. So, yeah, I remember the old days when they used to be that desperate, they'd actually put super glue on their hair. Some of them. No, when I'm talking about the real hedgehog, when it would be spiky, like spikes sticking out of the head, they used to actually put that on some. Let's see. Just look, can you see any, Craig? And let's see, and is it best to keep Decca on YouTube? I'm sure many could have had his channel struck ages ago. What happened? I don't know. I think what it is that
I want him on YouTube, me.
Yeah.
First of all, so I've got content, and second of all, the people that are concerned about what he's up to in his day-to-day life. Whilst he's on social media, he can't help himself but tell people everything he does or he's going to do all of the time. If he kept his mouth shut about half the things that the trolls ruin until he'd done them, the trolls wouldn't get the opportunity. But he can't help himself. He can't help himself.
So what's this? JK has asked us a story about the Ibis Hotel and a girl he held hostage. I haven't heard that.
There's a story about an Ibis Hotel and a girl he held hostage. Who, me or Decca?
Decca, isn't it?
I don't know anything about Decca and Ibis Hotel.
Well, this is one thing. I'm glad you said this, Evi. I know some people are on the fence about Decca with this stuff about Shirley. Everyone knows about the Cashman stuff. That's what I can't understand. He can't say he didn't say that he was laughing over the Cashman issue and going on the Cashman, he was going to support him and all this. But it's amazing. I've always said this. It's amazing what people will ignore when it's shoved right in front of the face. You'd be shocked. They won't.
Somebody's saying there about Dick in the comments, surely he's better off in jail. Fuck the content. I agree, he's definitely better off in jail. But while he's a free man, I think it's better he's on social media so we can keep an eye on him. Sorry to interrupt now.
Oh, that's all right. Marion, neither do I think he was.
Neither do I.
Because 5 days, I'm sorry. I remember when that happened, I had a nervous breakdown. Look, man, I had a nervous breakdown, right? And it wasn't a severe breakdown, but it was a breakdown that I didn't know I was having. And I had to agree. I wasn't sectioned, but the threat was that I could have been sectioned if I didn't agree to it. I went into him willingly. And I tell you now, I had to stay there for 3 weeks. Now, for him to get out in 5 days when he reckons he was to the point he was, no chance. No chance would he have been out in 5 days. And this is what he's doing. He's going back on the mental health thing now again. Oh, tell me about your mental health and all this business. Put your phone down. Phone down.
Sorry.
No, never mind. Sorry. Do it. You only need to tell him once. It's rude. It's socially unacceptable. Put your phone down.
I've just seen how many people have got on to.
Never mind. Never mind.
My ego needs it, Anne. My ego needs the constant reassurance that the public love me.
Do you think? No, I don't believe he believes the lies he tells. He knows.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, he knows full well. Was he?
I think he thinks. I think he believes that other people believe him more than is realistic.
Well, let's see. Troll is being used like conspiracy theorist as a discrediting tactic. Do you think people are representing the information in the right way? Here we go. That's what I was meant about thinking about Joe Kidd. Is he actually doing more harm than good the way he's actually putting it across?
I don't know.
Well,
honest answer.
In that question, is it being used? Are you trolls or are you? No.
Well, to me, the definition of a troll is somebody that is taking the piss out of somebody else, and the person having the piss took out of them doesn't realize they're having the piss took out of them. That's trolling. What Decca's talking about when people are having a go at him and calling him names and stuff, if anything, is cyberbullying. It's not trolling, but it's still the truth, though. It doesn't matter what you dress it up as. Trolls, in Decca's eyes, are people that tell the truth. And the people that aren't trolls are people that believe his lies.
Hey, well, 6ix9ine, getting blocked for sticking up for you. Unsubscribe, bye-bye. Is that to me or you? Because you're not blocked on mine.
I don't know.
Well, if you've been blocked, you said something. So if you want to go, bye-bye. I'd show you.
69, you're not blocked. I don't know.
I won't be crying because
my other account unblocked me. Did you block 6ix9ine, or did you time 6ix9ine out?
I don't know whether. Well, I didn't block them. I timed them out because, of course, they were being rude. But now saying that was another account. Well, sorry. What are you doing with 2 accounts unless you're up to something bad? So I blocked you up for the right reason, didn't I?
Why did you do the cat click?
That's it. So I wouldn't do that. But if you want to go, I mean, honestly, I won't be crying or screaming for you to say. I can show you. Let's see. Do you think? Now this is a good one. Do you think you could ever save jail over the Decca campaign, like the guy who got 5 years recently? No. Alex Belfield is
two very, 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 very different circumstances, different cases. He was organizing people against somebody. All I do is come on here and take the piss out of Decca for telling lies and tell the truth about him. I'm not, and I've always said, don't anybody go to his mum and dad's house. Don't anybody do anything like that. Don't anybody set up direct debits in his name. Anything like that.
But
You know
you
what I mean?
see,
I always encourage people not to. The same as when his website launches, and I want you to stop laughing. Stop laughing. Listen to this because I'm being serious. Do not fill out the forms for the fighters' applications with names like Willie Stroker, Dixie Normus, Andragoyne. Don't do that. Do not troll the fighter
well, that's
application.
what I'm saying to you. I know you're smiling there, but actually, and I've said this before and I tried to be humble about it, you have to be careful, Craig, because stalking, and this is why I said it makes it more difficult for Decker, because Decker could have you all for stalking, and stalking is not going to someone's house. It's not only going to, you can stalk someone online, and what it is, if someone's at the point where they're scared of going online, that's how they got Alex Belfield. They got him because people were saying, I was terrified to go online because the abuse I was going to get. That's where you have to be very careful. But the fact that let's put it this way, what was happening to Decker, you were doing to me what's happening to Decker, or Humble was doing to me what he's doing to Decker. I can tell you now, there'll be a court case now asking for you to be put in jail for stalking. But he won't do that. And that's actually what makes it more compelling, because you say, what does he think's going to come out in a court case that will prove something that people are saying about him? But yeah, just let's warn people, it can be seen as stalking according to the law. But he won't take the action, which seems strange. And I think it says a lot about him that he doesn't.
See, I believe that Azteca falls into the category because he does believe he's a celebrity, so he falls into the category of a person of interest. Whether the laws around things like that, especially online, don't apply, because what I could do falls under journalism. I'm reporting on a celebrity. I'm not doing it to a normal, say like Crussie, who's a normal person who doesn't have an online presence other than social media with our friends and family. And so yeah, it's an interesting thing. But like you say, if Decker did take any one of us to court for that, then the first thing that would come out is, okay, so these people are saying this about you. First of all, we need to establish, is what they're saying true or not?
Well, this
in an open court, it's an open court.
But also remember, in a course as well, it's not for you to it's not for them to prove that they're innocent. It's for you to prove that they're guilty. And so we'd have a hard chance of you being able to say, well, look at this, look at this, look at this. And that's where I think he knows that if it went to court, it would be confirmed, basically, what people are saying about him. Yeah, well, what's this?
What is just saying? Crussie is a celebrity, you cheeky.
Yeah. Why did Dougie Joyce bottle the live the other night? He didn't.
He didn't. Dougie Joyce was backstage. There's a screen recording I've seen of Dougie Joyce sitting backstage. I mean, Decker said that I reported the live that I was on because I made an idiot of myself, right? First of all, within 10 minutes of coming off that live, I was sitting with my laptop on my knee, pulling it down, and so I could put the clip of me on my channel, which it's on my channel, and it's had 17,000 views on my channel. And it's I've cut nothing out of it. So to say that I don't believe that what I did there was brilliant is just ridiculous to me. But he tries to change the narrative. Yeah. I would imagine that video is not there.
I saw the video where he was.
I've never seen it. I've reported stuff in the past myself for defamation, right? Years ago now, but I've reported stuff myself for defamation. And it wasn't taken down that quickly. It wasn't taken down in a matter of 2 or 3 hours. I don't believe that.
No, I said this. I think I said it in the video, didn't I? Or said it somewhere. I've had to put 2 defamation complaints in. One was against Ellis. Actually, 3. One was against Ellis. 2 were against Ellis, sorry, and 1 against Roman. When they were saying that I doxed Elsa's grandfather, which it didn't. He doxed his own grandfather, and I proved it. Well, I put in a defamation complaint, and it took a few days to come through. But what he's saying, he keeps on saying privacy complaints. It wouldn't be a privacy complaint. It wouldn't be a privacy complaint. It's only when he's doxing someone and giving out information about them. So here we go. Let's see why. So why is Joe Kid saying Dougie called him, say not to attend? Oh, I don't know. What's that?
So why is Joe Kid saying Dougie called him, saying the police said not to attend? The police did tell Dougie not to attend. The police also came to the venue because it had an anonymous tip-off that Decca and all of his mates were coming to kick off. The venue had emails and Instagram messages saying that, not realizing that Joe Kid knows the owner very, very, very well, saying that me, Dougie, and Joe were going to sell drugs at the event, as we do with all of our meet and greets. And then there's going to be a traveller fight, and there's going to be this. It's all just Decca sitting off his cake, trying to ruin what we're doing. But unfortunately for him, in this circumstance anyway, everything that we're doing we're doing it at a venue that was very confident when Joe Kid says this isn't the case, this guy's just an idiot. And then the guy watched a few of Decca's videos and he's like, oh, he's just a fucking idiot sitting in his ma's house being called in on-top people. Aye, he's not coming to Liverpool to kick off with anybody.
Yeah, that's it. But let's see, Decca. Oh, I'd like Decca to come on one of my lines and have it calm. But do you know what? He'd just get off. He would. I know he would. He'd just run away straight away. So let's say, Chrissy, why don't
I'll be back 2 seconds then.
Chrissy, have you got any questions for Craig? Come on, this will be interesting. Mrs. ViDEOCRaig, have you got a question for Craig? Yeah, that's true about Amy. That's the sore point with that will get you kicked straight away. What's he cooking me for tea tomorrow night? Does he? Oh yeah, you said he likes cooking, doesn't he?
Just turn the heating off. It's fucking boiling in here.
Will you stop that filthy language?
Sorry, just turn the heating off. It's flipping. It's awfully hot in here, and it's awfully hot.
Craig, how was Joe Kid's night? Did you like it? I've seen no.
I had a great night. I had a really, really, really good.
But what was the penultimate of your trip here? What was the thing that made your whole trip special when you came here?
Oh, well, obviously the 3 hours I spent with you, Anne.
Yeah, that was it. I thought so. And just confirm something with me, right? Once and for all. Right, confirm this. Look at the camera, Craig, when I'm talking to you. Right. Anyway, right. Did I wear a dress? And did I go into the ladies' toilet?
No, you didn't do either of those things.
There we are. So I don't wear dresses, people, and I don't go into ladies' toilets.
I believe you had a pair of jeans and a shirt on, didn't you?
I didn't have jeans on. I had to think Vivian Wedgwood made them personally for me before she died.
Oh, right.
And that was what it was. And the other one must have been, I forget what to sign. Something Sana made me another one.
Have you seen Chrissy's comment there? You said you wouldn't repeat that.
Here we go. And Craig said he might like you as much as he likes Danny Christie.
I did say that, yeah.
Oh, Danny Christie's in my Believing Bad books at the moment. He's in my, you have to kiss my ass before I'll talk to you again, Buster. Let's see. That's it. Well, come on, ask some questions. I want some hard hitters. Come on, put them through it. Look,
and did you go to the ladies' toilet? You didn't. You went to the men's toilets.
What?
I was just reading a question. Right, you've got 5 minutes left now, people, to ask me questions because I've got to get a video out before I go on exposure. So 5 minutes.
Wait a minute. Don't you go rushing from here to go to that little scummies
It's not that I need to finish this video.
That little scummy. He can wait. Little last bow.
I need to finish this bad boy I'm working on. It's a belter.
Here we are. And why do you not go into the ladies' genuine question? Because I'm not a lady. I'm not a woman.
Craig.
So I'd be arrested. I'd be arrested if I went into the ladies' toilets. Quite rightly, I'd be arrested because I don't belong in there.
My favourite beatboxer would be Brother Pryor, who is my best friend, who you can hear beatboxing at the end of a lot of my videos. Unfortunately, he passed away in December. Not last year, but the year before, 2021. I'm still alive, mate.
Yeah, who's that annoying you? Is that
just a friend who wanted to is booked in to talk to me between 8 and 9. So
anyway, we'll start wrapping it up now because as you see, it's very busy.
Do you sleep with your cat, Craig? No, I don't, because my cat's terrified of us.
Oh, Kosh Karebi gets up on the bed. He gets in the room, gets up on the bed, and I wake up in the morning like, what are you doing? And he's all, brr, brr. Oh, lovely little thing. Anyway, what I'll do, Craig, is I'll say thank you very, very much for coming on. It's been brilliant. We'll do another one in the future. You know, we need to up your subs by having you on my channel and getting you noticed.
We do, yeah. I'm not that far away from having more subs than you, so be careful.
Are you quite a bit yet, Ducky?
Come on, people, get yourself the video, Craig, and subscribe. Let's show Anne who's got the best hair.
So anyway, thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you, Kelsey, for being a brilliant moderator. Thank you, Chrissy, for watching them. Honestly, I'm not going to let him cheat on you with me. I'm not going to. No matter how much he pleads me, I'll knock him away and say, no, I don't do that kind of thing. Anyway, so take care now. Bye-bye, my lovelies.
Good night.